I'm a bit excited because I'm doing a chili seed swap. I'm going to be swapping some of our chili seeds from these Korean chili peppers that are used to make kimchi for some big Jim chilies, which I've never grown before, but I hear are a great type of chili that the kids are going to love. It's now the start of autumn and I've started picking a few of our Korean chilies. Now, none of these ones are ready today, but I did pick a few yesterday and I put away a few seeds after a lady called Kerry reached out to me via YouTube to say that she had some chilies that she thought would be great for our kids because they're a bit of a milder chili that can be stuffed, and our kids like the idea of jalapeno poppers, but sometimes they can be a bit spicy, and it sounds like these big Jim ones are going to be great for that sort of thing because they're big and a little bit milder. And she was quite keen to get her hands on some of these Korean chilies that we grow here. So what we're going to do is a bit of a seed swap. Swapping seeds is such a wonderful thing, building community into the gardening that you do. Now, obviously, not all of us have contacts through YouTube that you might be able to do seed swaps with, but another great option is doing swaps through any local community garden groups or even swap groups that might be in your area. We've got one up here called the Dandenong Collective where I've swapped a few seeds to grow some new and interesting things, and it may be that there's something like that in an area around you too. If you don't know if there's a swap group near you, one way you can tap into them and try and find them is by looking on Facebook. And if you've got one of the community notice boards, that can be a place to do a bit of a shout out to see if there is anyone that knows about groups around you. And if there's not, maybe you can be the person that starts it. For this swap, yesterday I picked, I think it was about 4 or 5 of our Korean chilies that were nice and ripe. And what I did was just took the seeds out and I've got them drying on this piece of paper towel. I want to make sure they are completely dry before I package these up. I don't want them to get moldy or anything like that. But once they are completely dry, I'll be packaging these up and I'll be popping them in the post to send across to Kerry. And Kerry, I believe, has already sent me something special in the mail. It's been a long time waiting, but it's now well and truly spring and time to plant the big Jim chilies. So let's open it up and have a bit of a look at the seed inside. And I'm doing a fair bit of planting today, so I'm not planting all of these as the chilies. But these 4 pots here, these are destined for our big Jims. Ooh, wow. And there is a whole bunch of seed in here. So what I might do is actually plant 2 of each of these in each of the pots, and that way if one doesn't actually germinate, I've got another one that will hopefully take off. So there's our seed, and 1, 2 in each of these. And I'm 1 short, of course. There we go. And I'll just cover those up. And then when I finish planting the rest of these spring seeds, I'll give these a bit of a water, and they're going to go in the greenhouse because they'll definitely benefit from a bit of heat to take off. And hopefully I can give you a sneak peek pretty soon of the little seedlings. Alrighty, I think we're going to have to do a few more of these big Jim chilies because we've not had any germination success, unfortunately. All of our other seedlings are doing fairly alright, well, except for the eggplant as well. So it might just be that it hasn't got hot enough, because eggplant needs a super high temperature to germinate, as does the capsicum. But we have had things like the zucchini and cucumber and pumpkins germinate, which also need a pretty high temperature. So I thought, just to be safe rather than sorry, I'm going to put a few more of these chilies in. So fingers crossed that lot will germinate. So I just had a bit of a thought of planting the rest of these because I figured, given I haven't really got germination yet, I might as well plant them all and see if I can get some to germinate while they're younger seeds. So let's get these ones in the pots too. Well, that is a bucket load of seeds in there, so if they are going to grow and germinate, I am going to get lots now. And yeah, who knows, might end up with a whole forest full of chilies here, but I'm just hoping for a few to germinate. All right, we'll cover the rest of these up, pop these in the greenhouse as well, and then yeah, hopefully the next time I come back to you, there's some little germinated chili plants. Look, 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 I am so excited. Check it out. I was thinking these were not going to grow, but look, we finally have a couple of little chilies that have emerged. Awesome. Hopefully that means we'll get a couple more, and even if not, that looks like we've got 4 that have now popped up. So it does look like we're going to get some big Jim chilies after all. That's so cool. Well, we finally got some germination on our big Jim chilies. Not a lot popped up, but we do have a few, and enough that today we're going to plant some out into our garden, and I'm actually thinking we might put a couple here into the greenhouse as well. So just to show you what did germinate, we've got this little punnet here. I think that was the second one from memory we kind of put in, and a few of those did pop up. These are kind of the original ones, and we do have a couple in this little pot here that have popped up. The rest I really didn't get a lot of success with. Yeah, and that one there, that wasn't actually the chilies, that was, what was that? A couple of rosellas early on. So these were the pots here, these 4, and only one we got the germination. And last but not least, over here, this pot here and this pot here, we did get some chilies pop up, and those ones are pretty good size. Interestingly, there's kind of 2 close together and 2 close together in this pot and in this pot. This one and this one, we haven't had anything. That there, that's just a weed, so pull that out. But yeah, we've got a few, and that means that we really need to kind of plant these out now, because if I pull that out, you can see that the ones that we do have are kind of starting to outgrow these little pots, and it's definitely time to get them out in the garden. So you're going to help me today, aren't you, buddy?
Yep.
All right, let's get these in the ground. Righty, do you want to grab these ones? And I reckon we go pop these ones out into the garden. Now, I've got a little spot in mind for these, and I did start putting a little bit of compost in the spot that we want to plant, and that's just because I want to enrich the soil in this area. I haven't actually put any compost or anything in this for a while, so it is looking a bit poor at the moment. And that there has lots of good nutrition in it. That's just compost we've made up here on the property. And I'm also going to pop out some sugarcane mulch as well. All right, let's get that spread out. Alright, so to pop these in the ground, all I need to do is clear a little bit of an area from some of this mulch. And I'll probably pop a couple in towards the middle for these 2. Another weed. And where's my shovel? Oh, of course I forgot the shovel. That's alright. We're going to improvise. Just use the back of the hoe here to loosen a bit of ground. And let's see if I can ease these out without damaging these roots too much. And then we're going to need to kind of separate the roots, which I expect to be quite intertwined from these two that are close together. Obviously not ideal. Don't want to damage them too much, but oh, there we go. I think we did that all right. What do you reckon?
Yeah, because when you do it, you don't want to break the roots.
No, you don't want to break them too much. There we go, that's our first one in. And I'll just put a bit of that mulch back around, but leave a bit of a clear area around the stem. That's because we do get a few slugs and snails and things like that. And I find if you've got the mulch all the way up right to the stem, they do tend to get in there and give the stems a bit of a munch off. And I've actually lost a few of my pumpkins lately because of that, which has been really disappointing. It's always a bit of a heartbreaking thing when you go to all the effort of raising something from seed, put it in the ground outside, and then get munched by the snails. All right, that's our first two done. Let's pop in the other little ones.
Yep.
Now with these last two little chilies, I'm not going to pop those in the ground because they're just way too small, and yeah, I just think they'll probably get munched by the bugs out here, whereas these ones here have a far better chance of doing all right outside now. So these two are going to go back into the greenhouse, and that leaves our 4 chilies, 1, 2, 3 and 4 out here to hopefully grow nice and big. Do you reckon we go plant the other ones in the greenhouse now?
Yep.
Cool beans. All right, let's go do that.
I reckon these will grow very well.
Alrighty, let's pop these ones back because I said they need to grow up a little bit. But these two over here, gosh, it's like fighting a jungle in here at the moment. They're definitely big enough to be planted. And these ones, my youngest is going to plant for us, aren't you?
Yep.
All right, so do you want to pop one in this pot here? And then the other one is going to go in this pot here. You might need to give it a little bit of a tug on the stem. Oh, there you go. And remember how I kind of tease the roots apart between the two? If you kind of like grab from the stem and then you kind of just gently kind of pull apart. There you go. And that way it doesn't damage the roots too much. And then you can pop one in each pot. I reckon put the big one in this one. And I reckon the little one can go in the little pot. There you go. And yeah, if you dig a hole, you can pop that straight in. That's it.
This is the fun of it, getting your hands dirty.
Yeah. I tell you what, that one you're planting now, that is the healthiest one out of all of them, I reckon. Nice and big and healthy, so hopefully that turns into a good plant.
Now it's time to do the smaller one.
Yep.
Which also looks really healthy and green.
It does. In fact, those ones, they were the best ones out of the whole lot. That's why I thought they might be good for the greenhouse. A little bit warmer in here.
Ooh, there's a little bug in here.
Yep.
The worms are really healthy for them.
I reckon. Hang on a sec. If you dig the hole, so pull that up a bit, dig that hole a little bit deeper so that the roots can go down. And then
now we
cover her back up.
I reckon that looks pretty good.
Yeah. So we cover it up and then what do we do?
Pat, pat, pat.
That's it. Before you water that, you need to get a bit of straw. So do you want to pop some straw around each of those? In fact, if you do that one, I can do this one here. Good job. awesome work. There's our 2 chilies all planted up. And I'm really happy that you were able to join me to plant these today. Do you know why?
Why?
Well, because the chili swap that I did for these ones are for Big Jim chilies, which are supposed to be a nice mild chili for kids. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
But you don't mind a bit of burn anyway, do you?
Nah. I like burn.
Yeah. Alrighty, well, now we've got these all planted up and we're well on our way to having a couple of wonderful chili plants. I reckon this is a great place to wrap this video.
See you later.
So, as always, guys, thanks a bunch for joining and
See you later.
catch you later, guys.